I'm calling out T and Sharinda TV, Freddie Cooks International, and Anything Goes with Nicole. This week's Spotlight Channel of the Week is Cajun Flame. That's right, you will need to check him out. I will leave a link to his channel in my description box. He also has a cooking channel called the Wild Creole Kitchen. He's quite a chef and a baker. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share, and watch his videos. Oh, hello, my gorgeous gastronomes. Welcome to T-Rex Steel City Mukbang. Where will this food journey take you today? Pull up a seat. Let's eat. Hey gang, what's up? As I told you yesterday, I was going to do a challenge for you. And this challenge is called Eat Like No One Is Watching. Eat like no one is watching. So, I brought you here into my living room, and I'm going to eat like you're not watching. So, there won't be a lot of talking. I'm going to do what I normally would do if I wasn't filming. And I do want to thank you for tuning in, and I want to thank my subscribers as always. If anybody out there has not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Also, we're going to be announcing the Spotlight Channel of the Week, and I will put up a little insert so that you can find out who that is. Because this video, once again, is not going to go like most. I won't be having any contact with you. I'm going to do what I normally would do if you weren't watching. So, let me just introduce the food. We have some Sam Yang spicy noodles. Haven't had these in a while. This is the one-time spicy now. This is the one-time spicy. And I have a couple hot dogs. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Ha ha. Eat like no one's watching. Alright, gang. Thanks for tuning in for this challenge that was originated by Xtina Grubz. Xtina Grubz, this is her challenge. So that's what we're getting ready to do. Xtina, thank you for creating this challenge. It should be fun because I'm going to try to act like you're not there, okay? Alright, gang. Let's get started.
Left the hospital. They had given me all of his belongings, and my husband's very anti-technology, so he didn't have an iCloud. So I know his phone is okay. I know that there was nothing going to happen to it, but in my state of mind, the first thing I wanted to do was get off.
Evidence that could get them answers.
We didn't have the DNA analysis that is so prevalent now on TV, but We did have fingerprint analysis, and we weren't able to raise any useful prints off of the truck.
The fire has scoured the truck clean, just like the storm scoured clean the earth of the farm. It's almost as though some dark force is keeping the town from uncovering the truth.
Basically, we just kept on bumping our heads against the wall. We'd get a lead, and it would dead end.
With the one-year anniversary of the disappearances looming, police are no closer to making an arrest than when they started. In September 1994, they decide to revisit an early lead, the Lewis's stolen VCR.
It was a Gold Star, which was a brand name VCR, fairly expensive, but it had been discontinued. There were only 4 or 5 stores in the entire state of Missouri that sold them when they were up for sale, so the number was fairly limited.
And their VCR has a distinctive feature. The cassette door had broken off and was found at the Lewis house by one of the kids.
It was sitting on the side on the shelf by where the VCR had been, and they gave that to the police, and it had a broken pin. I believe it was on the left side and spring, and the right side still had its pin and spring.
So the Highway Patrol put out a bee on the lookout for the VCR to other law enforcement in the area. It wasn't long before they got a hit.
On one of the routine checks of one of the pawn shops in another county, a Gold Star VCR turned up, and they notified the Highway Patrol, and 2 of the local investigators drove down to that pawn shop to look at it. And I actually got a call in the evening at home from one of the investigators saying, "This is our VCR. We know who pawned it."
It's a much-needed break in the year-old case.
They were excited, and they weren't even waiting to the next day. They were going to go talk to the person who had pawned it that very night.
The man who pawned it claimed he had gotten it from his brother-in-law, and that it had come with some rather odd instructions. Instructions, it turned out, he had not heeded.
No, he didn't say anything about it particularly, but he told me not to pawn it, and if it ever stopped working, he wanted it back. And I thought that was kind of strange.
He also tells police where they can find his brother-in-law. His name is Robert Musan, and he lives way out on a rundown farm outside of Bonne Terre with his brother William and William's 18-year-old son, Brent. When police arrive, they find Robert and Brent there, but no William, which for Robert may be a good thing. When confronted with the VCR evidence, Robert crumbles, admitting he knows what happened to the Lewises, and he proceeds to put all the blame on his brother William. According to Robert, he, William, and Brent went to the Lewis farm to steal some cattle, load them in their truck, and be gone before anyone knows they were there. But then, William changes the plan.
He told investigators that William Roussan brought along a rifle. And he had asked him, "What's that for?"
According to Robert, the trio took a position along the side of the Lewis farmhouse. When Charles headed outside to mow the lawn, William turned to his son, Brent.
They're looking for, just like I showed you, right on the shoulder, back around there, and almost back around, take a shot, one shot right in the chest.
For reasons that are not totally explained, Brent is told to shoot him.
My mom then came out to see what was going on, and they shot her on the front steps. They threw a bag over her head. She was still alive, and they threw her over the fence next to my dad. Then they proceeded to shoot her in the head and kill her.
Robert Hussein claims that they dragged Charles and Grace's lifeless bodies into their truck and out to the farm. They took the Lewis's truck to transport the stolen cows, and then later dragged it out into the woods and burned it. It's quite a story, if it's true. Robert Hussein says he can prove it.
This is my soulmate.
She lives in the Philippines. Can't wait to meet her.
There was some red flags. He deleted his whole Instagram. As far as I know, we're still a couple.
Before the 90 days, all new, Sunday at 8 on TLC.
I'm checking the camera.
We've gone through this truly ever trash nightmare.
Was she alive while this was all happening? This is
Our story.
our story. I gotta stop.
We want the fastest car that y'all got from Texas on the street.
Me and Robbie Place, we have a lot of history. We gotta be on top of our game.
The pressure is on. What makes you you? Your cells. Trillions of them. That's why Centrum contains 24 key nutrients to feed your cells, supporting your energy so you can take care of what matters most. Centrum. Feed your cells, fuel your life.
These are real people, not actors, who've got their eczema under control. With less eczema, you can show more skin. So roll up those sleeves and help heal your skin from within with Dupixent. Dupixent is the first treatment of its kind that continuously treats moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis, even between flare-ups. Dupixent is a biologic and not a cream or steroid. Many people taking Dupixent saw clear or almost clear skin and had significantly less itch. That's a difference you can feel. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. So help heal your skin from within, and talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Oh my. Beat the price again. Excuse me, sir. Single care this gentleman, please.
In tough times like these, Single Care can help you find the cheapest prices on your medication. All you need to do is download the free app and check the Single Care price today.
Water brings nature to life. Together, they bring you to life with the power of essential oils. Introducing the Moen Aromatherapy Shower with Envy. Water designs our life. Who designs for water?
Let's talk about Hannibal Goldberg. The red one is more good to me because it tastes like berry. So really squish, and then I'm gonna fly it into my mouth.
In these unprecedented times, your vision is as important as ever. Most VisionWorks locations are open, and we're here to help. If you have an essential eye care need, visit our website to get connected to one of our doctors. VisionWorks. See the difference. Some extra care can go a long way. Only Snuggle gives you the snuggly softness you love. And freshness that lasts up to 30 days. Because sometimes that special touch can make the biggest difference.
Let's snuggle.
Right
Buy scent and oil plugins that don't last as long. Switch to Airwick for fragrance that lasts up to 60 days. That's 20% longer than other brands. So your home smells true to nature for longer. Switch to Airwick.
The United States Postal Service is here to deliver your mail and packages, and the peace of mind of knowing that essentials like prescriptions are on their way. Every day, all across America, we deliver for you, and we always will.
I'm Alex Trebek. If you're age 50 to 85, please listen carefully. The lock I want to talk to you about isn't the one on your door. It's a rate lock for your life insurance that guarantees your rate can never go up at any time for any reason. Many policies don't have one, but you can get a lifetime rate lock through the Colonial Penn program. This plan was designed for people on a fixed income with coverage options for just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate is locked in for life, and coverage can never be canceled. Your acceptance is guaranteed. You cannot be turned down because of your health. Call for your information kit and gift. Both are free, with no obligation.
Call 1-800-808-2266 for your free information and a free gift, or visit colonialpenn.com. Call now.
The reviews are in, and Spring Baking Championship is
Insane. Sprinkles of joy.
It's the TV event of the spring. Stroke of genius. All new Spring Baking Championship tonight at 9 on Food Network and Food Network Go.
How deep does a secret life go?
The more this man talked, the more suspicious he became.
There's secret life. How this is all happening.
This is why I became a police officer.
I spent 66 hours in a diver.
32-year-old women don't drop dead.
There's too many coincidences.
This is not natural.
Narrow, winding roads snake through the farms and rolling hills of Bonterre, past old houses and down past the churches that line the main street. It's what a small town should look like, should feel like. Safe, secure, isolated from the evil and danger of the big city. But not on this day. Robert Roussan has just told police that the missing couple, Charles and Grace Lewis, were murdered in cold blood by his mother William and William's son Brent. Police aren't sure what to make of the bizarre story. But then, Robert leads them to an abandoned horse run at the Roussan place. When police start digging, they discover that at least one part of Robert's story holds up, and the yellow ribbons put up around town can start coming down.
They buried them in a horse run through a bunch of lime on the bodies and then covered it over with horse manure.
It was just impossible to imagine that it could be as bad. You'll hear about things in St. Louis and think, oh, that's dreadful. Thank goodness I don't live there, but it can happen anywhere.
News of the discovery hits Bonterre like a late summer twister.
The Roussan name is one people knew.
I was really shocked. Knowing Willie, he was always friendly, just complete shock to find out that he was the ringleader or mastermind of what had happened to Chuck and Chris.
And the story is about to get a lot more shocking.
Come out here. Turn around. Bring his money back.
On September 20th, 1994, almost a year to the day the Lewises disappeared, police tracked down William Roussan at an abandoned shack just outside of town. Once in custody, he too admits to his involvement in the crime.
All three of the Rusans gave statements pointing fingers at the other ones. I was along, but, so-and-so was this, did this, so-and-so did that. They all admitted to being there and admitted to the basic elements of, the shooting, how the shooting went down.
William, however, does add one new element to the story. He claims he was hired to kill the Lewises for $10,000. And who did the hiring? The couple's son, Chuck Jr.
The only thing that still made sense was that Chuck had probably paid them to do it.
Police renewed their investigation into Chuck Jr. with a vengeance, looking for any possible connection to William Rusan.
The screws really got tight on him. It added a lot of credibility to this. Wasn't just a robbery gone awry, that this was some type of staked out plan type situation.
The only problem is, after months of investigation, police can find absolutely no evidence tying Chuck Jr. to the murders.
Charles Lewis, when asked, provided us with all of his banking records, and there were no $10,000 withdrawals that were evident. You could never rule anything completely out, but there appeared to be no factual basis for that claim.
There's still some doubts. Me rationalize that he didn't do it as one, because I couldn't imagine killing anybody, let alone my parents. I just can't see it, and I couldn't imagine him doing that. I just don't know. I really don't.
If William Rusan was not hired by Chuck to murder the Lewises, what is his connection to the family? The answer, when it comes, is all about the dark side of the deal.
He had been looking for work. One of the other neighbors had suggested that Mr. Lewis would try to help him out. And that he had, in fact, worked on the Lewis farm for a short period of time.
He knew he had cattle, and he knew he wanted some of his cattle, and he was eerie to think that an elderly couple in our community trying to raise a few cattle and enjoy their retirement was actually somebody in the woods stalking them during the day, and actually planned this out and come down to kill them for cattle. It was a big shock. They're terrible in this area.
With no evidence linking Charles Jr. to the crime, the state goes after William Rusan with all it's got. And most of what it's got comes from his brother Robert and son Brent, who agreed to testify against him in exchange for leniency.
Him is the ringleader and the person who set the whole thing in motion and who caused everything to happen.
Robert receives 15 years in prison and Brent gets life, but avoids the death penalty. In October 1996, 3 years after the murder, the state of Missouri finds William Rusan guilty. He receives the death penalty.
When it became a death penalty case, I think a lot of people were on that side, that, yeah, you don't do this to people and get to live in our prison system the rest of your life because you killed one of our citizens.
It's been years since the Lewises were murdered, but it's the type of thing a town like Bonne Terre never really forgets.
It's great that they caught him. It's great that they found the Lewises, but